Given the state of the pandemic, what do you think is the best course of action for anybody who might be finishing up with their education and thinking about going to LA?
Well, in my opinion, I think that a great thing is to just really start your networking if you haven't already. I got a manager to reach out to me on LinkedIn just when I updated saying that I had worked on Moon Knight. That was the first time where someone had like taken the time to read me and consider representing me. And there's definitely the tendency to think that it's only in LA that you can get it done, but nowadays more than ever, you can definitely work with people. If you know DePaul students who are in LA, it's great to catch up with them, see what they're working on as well. That would be a method for me. I knew that graduating from DePaul, the classes before me, people like Sam had already paved the way for DePaul students, which was great.
Yeah, I would say, thank you. But yeah, I would say that network, reach out to DePaul people, try to get, especially since everything's virtual, and especially like office environments are virtual. So try to get internships, because that'll also be, the internships are the best. You don't, even though there is no LA quarter, I think you could still get, an internship in LA, but doing it virtual. And a lot of production companies have really great internship programs where they will put on, like, I was just on a panel at a production company, because every Thursday they have a panel with people. So there's ways to be an intern in LA without being there. So I would say try to look at internships. Completely agree. Network. Just ask people. Don't lead with, can you get me a job? But lead with, it's hard in COVID, right? Like, I usually would recommend, say to somebody, hey, can I buy you a cup of coffee and get your advice? But Zoom is so easy. If you said to somebody like, hey, I'm thinking about moving to LA. I really admire the way you've done it. Would you mind hopping on a Zoom for a half hour just to give me some advice? Every single person's going to say yes. If they don't, then you don't even want to, then you don't need to hear their advice.
Yeah, really quick on related to that for internships. Do you have any tips on, because we do have a lot of students who are doing remote internships right now, how to make an impression in that situation? Because there's a lot of just coverage assignments and things like that. So it's easy to sort of get lost in the mix, but do you have any tips on how you can sort of stand out in a remote internship situation?
I guess I would say take advantage of the people that work there. In any internship, you should, and I wish I had done this in my internship, you should reach out and ask for some time with every person that works there. Maybe not the president, but like the assistants, absolutely. Get to know them, because they're going to be moving up one day. So you should get to know them. And just, this all kind of goes back to just be like a human about it. Like, just connect with people. Everybody's a person. And LA's interesting because everybody has a dream, right? Like, everybody is there because there was something about TV and movies that led them to this path. So it's so personal to begin with. So if you could just ask for some, time with somebody and just talk about that, talk about stories, talk about where you're from, that guilty pleasure watch you watched this weekend, Bling Empire, So you'll connect with people if you can just get in a room with somebody, Zoom room. So I would say that, and just be hungry and humble. Ask for more work. Don't be too thirsty about it, but don't expect any type of, I think don't expect that they're going to give you a job if you did one coverage assignment for them.
Definitely agree with Sam. I think being hungry and humble is probably the best course to take. Definitely, but also recognize, don't say yes to just everything, because then you end up having to do 10 coverage assignments and they expect them all done within a week or two. And then, that would not be fun, especially if they happen to involve books. But definitely, having connections with the different individuals that are there, like whether it's the assistants, the CEs, like Sam said, if you could get FaceTime with the president, great. But one thing to kind of always keep in mind is, something that was taught to instilled in my mind, and I think in a lot of our minds at DePaul, was treat everyone in your cohort, treat everyone that you work with at some point with respect, as you would want to be treated, because the people that you work with today may be your colleagues of tomorrow. They may, you know, I may have been an assistant with Sam, you know, at an agency 4 years ago, and I look at her now, so it's like she's literally going to be the person that I have to, you know, kind of say, hey, would you like my client script? And I think, you know, understanding where, you know, having just friendships at the end of the day, like having some kind of friendship with the people that you work with or you intern with would be very key. And also, like Sam said, like reaching out to people that you may have some kind of you know, you would love to get their advice. You know, it's busy, but a lot of people are making time for calls. Like I probably have done, I do like a call or two a week. Actually, I've done a few with a few of the DePaul alum in the past, you know, month or so. So like I'll just give them, you know, 30 minutes of my time is not a lot to give or to ask.